recording, Craig. How are we doing, Craig? How are you on this fine evening? Well, that's great. I'm glad. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Anyways, welcome back to the Believe It You Don't podcast. Well, the PlayStation June State of Play happened today, or, 7 hours ago at this point. So, yeah. I got to watch a little bit of it, and then I had to turn it off, and then for about 3 hours, I stayed off of social media, off of Discord, to just, try to get my natural reaction to the thing. So, you know, usually state of plays, I would say, are average to above average, and this one was a pretty good one, for sure. Some things definitely missing that I would have preferred to be there, but the opening and the ending, dope. Absolutely dope. So I have no complaints with what was shown here today. So I'm going to go through the article from Eurogamer, because for some reason the rest of the people's I never understand why they do their showcases like this. And I mean, I guess to an extent I understand, but at the same time I don't. Most articles, it seems like people put the highlights up top and then they go through what's else happened. So Eurogamer actually Eurogamer actually put it in order of how it was shown. But now, once you open up the article, spoiler alert, I guess you would say, for it, it shows the biggest thing that happened during the state of play at the end. But still, they put it in order of what was shown, which is awesome. So thank you, Eurogamer. I will definitely link the article for this. So yeah, let's just get into it. This state of play is essentially the kickoff to summer game showcases, I guess you would say. Because Sony kind of stopped participating in Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest and things like that a while back, it seems. Maybe around 2020 or E3, when E3 ended. I don't know why they don't want to be a part of a bigger show like that. I don't know. It's hard to argue with Sony at some points, and some other major points absolutely argue with them from what they've done. Because, the last guy, I think it was Jim Ryan, really pushed for the live service shit, and none of it worked out besides like Helldivers. So a lot of cancellations happened in the past 5 to 6 years. And then, they're trying to just stay ahead of the game. And it's stupid because they won the console wars between them and Xbox. They put Xbox into the dirt. And with the games that they've come out with, they've put them into the dirt. And yeah, they continue to make stupid decisions like putting certain... Like, they've basically decided to not put any of their exclusives on PC moving forward. Which is stupid. I think they were supposed... Maybe, in my opinion, I don't know everything about the industry for sure. But just looking at it, it seems like they were scared of what the next Xbox Project Helix is going to do with its built-in Steam aspect. So, it's dumb. At the end of the day, they're hurting their customer base because, we're also in a weird spot too, bringing in new gamers these days because of how expensive PCs are now with the RAM shortages and things like that, memory shortages and stuff. But also, if you're going to bump up your PS5 prices after 6 years of it being out is just bullshit. But it's whatever at this point. Anyways, done ranting. Overall, it was a great state of play, I think. I would say pretty good. Anywhere from the 7 to 8, 8.5 range for sure. Like I said, a couple things missing that I would have preferred to be here, but there's a caveat to one of them at least, and I'll talk about that at the end. So they ended up renting out a big I wouldn't say, I don't know if it was a theater or what. Holy shit. Excuse me. They rented out something to show and get live reactions. They had cameras and everything like that. So a lot of people thought that, this would be something major. And overall, I would say it was. Some good things were shown, some great things were shown. And from the very beginning, it started off with a banger, and then at the end, it ended awesome. So, and everything that was filled in between was pretty good. So, I would say they was justified in renting out that thing and then starting off summer game showcases. Obviously, we have Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest on Friday. I think we have Xbox's thing on Sunday, and then a bunch of other smaller ones throughout the rest of the week and the weekend. I want to watch some of the future game show one because it's going to show, I think, or talk about the release date for Dust Fade, which I'm interested in. So, yeah. So, starting off, they immediately showed Marvel's Wolverine. The people who made Insomniac, people who made Spider-Man games. Insomniac is keeping Sony players coming back to their consoles because of they're fulfilling the superhero want for video games. So this game looks phenomenal. It's got all the gore that you would want. Wolverine hasn't exactly talked a lot, so we'll see how we get what we get with him. It's the guy who plays Spartacus. I love that show. Not, the second Spartacus, I guess you would say. The other guy kind of passed away. But this guy was awesome in Spartacus, and I think he's going to make a great Wolverine. It looks phenomenal. The gore is there. Holy shit. Jean Grey shows up in here. Sabretooth. Mystique. I'm curious to see if there's any other one, but apparently the X-Men actually don't exist in this universe. Its mutants are kind of viewed as no one knows that they exist. So, curious to see what they go with. But yeah, this was awesome, and I can't wait to play this in September. It releases on September 15th. I'm pretty sure it's just PS5 and not PC, which is very unfortunate. Sony, holding things back. You do not need to be scared of Xbox. You'll be fine. Release this shit on PC. So, after that, we have Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. It's a 2.5D fighting game. And it showed off, I think, some new characters. Yeah, so they revealed Magneto, Carnage, and Green Goblin. I'm not, I've never been a fighting game person. Obviously, I grew up with Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Street Fighter, things like that. And I played them in arcades and on the console, but I was never very good at them. So I've stayed away from them. But overall, this looks good. I hope it does well. Marvel is killing it when it comes to letting people deal with their IP and their characters and everything. Because you have Marvel Rivals. Now you got took on Fighting Souls. The art is amazing. The art and animation looks amazing. Like Carnage is dope. Green Goblin sounded great and looked great. So I hope it does well. We'll see. But I will not be picking it up because I suck. Next up we had it's literally midnight, guys. I'm sorry. Next up we had Rayman Legends Retold. It's basically a remake of a Rayman game. I never played Rayman back in the day. I know there's a lot of fans of this franchise, and I hope this one does well and brings back older franchises. Like where the cock is like more Crash Bandicoot or Spyro, bro. Like where is this? What are we doing here? Then next up we had Bancho the Chef. Yeah, I saw this and I don't know. Apparently follow him on his quest to become one of the best sushi chefs ever seen as you cut fish and keep the kitchen clean. Shout out to video game developers and their weird shit. I'm not gonna play this, but I hope it does well. So yeah. And then we had Kamuri Hunt the Unseen. It's apparently inspired by Japanese folklore and mythology. I don't know. It looked alright. Oh, I didn't realize it was a 3-player co-op. So, and you hunt monsters. Well, cool. I hope it does well, Yeah. Then we had Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis. It looks like it got delayed. I'm pretty sure they were supposed to, because there's 2 Tomb Raiders coming out. I'm pretty sure one was supposed to come out this year and then the next. So this one, I think, got delayed to 2027, early February. If you're a Tomb Raider fan, this looks awesome. I never cared for the earlier day ones with like Laura, with Angelina and shit. I don't know. They were always jank to me, but I know people love this type of game. Hope it does well. Keep it going, I guess you'd say. Then we have another one. Another unfortunate one. The Lost Wild. True Fear is Primal. It showed up, and now it said Annapurna, and I was like, oh, okay. Capcom didn't show up, but then it looked more and more, honestly, like a true remake of Dino Crisis, and it just got my hopes. They shot straight down because I knew it was not going to be Dino Crisis. So, yeah, it looks good. It's basically a dinosaur survival, what the original Dino Crisis did. There's clearly an audience for this shit, Capcom. I'm tired of saying it. We're moving on. Then we got another look at Phantom Blade Zero. This game looks phenomenal. It actually was coming out in September, but now September is like super stacked. And they actually, I don't know if it was after the state. Yeah, it was after the state of play. It was announced that Phantom Blade Zero will be released on October 29th of this year. So, pushing it back, probably to fit in between GTA 6 and to let Marvel Wolverine breathe a little bit and things like that. Good news is it's actually coming to PS5 and PC on October 29th. So that's great. I hope it does well. I think this is one I may look into, depending on what I'm playing then, and I hope Jordan does as well. So, then we got an update, essentially, on Dune Awakening. If you're into Dune, the MMO, it's coming out September 22nd. So another freaking one in September. And a new single player will be released alongside the game's console debut. So, awesome. I'm glad it's coming to PS5. Is it coming to Xbox too, or is it just PS5 and PC? looks cool if you're into the Dune universe and whatnot. So, then next up we got Dynasty Warriors 3 Complete Edition Remastered. That's a dumbass name, by the way. I don't. Complete Edition Remastered. What? Yeah. If you're into Dynasty Warriors, I mean, hacking slashing the shit out of hundreds of enemies. This looks like an awesome remaster for you. It comes on October 1st, basically to everything, so that's great. Then another one that I really liked, No Rest for the Wicked. They announced it's coming to PS5 in October alongside 1.0 finally, which will, I assume, be alongside the PS5 release date. Whenever that may be. But they're adding in-game content, class and progression system overhauls and things like that. No Rest for the Wicked is an awesome game. Absolutely go play it if you have time and you're into ARPGs. It's really neat. I definitely look forward to playing 1.0. Then we got another look at Onimusha from Capcom. It's releasing September 25th, so another one in friggin' September. This game looks awesome. I never played any of the original Onimushas on PS, like the original PlayStation and stuff, but I'm glad, Capcom is diving into their older catalogs. Dino Crisis, Breath of Fire, we've already talked about it, so we'll move on. Then we got another look at Silent Hill Townfall. This game looks creepy as shit. If you're into Silent Hill, I never cared for them back in the day, so I always stuck with Resident Evil. But I know, Konami does good. So yeah, comes September. Shit, it also comes September. Then next up we had Ace Combat 8. I don't know if this was trying to take itself seriously, or I don't know Ace Combat because I've never played one, but it felt like they were really pushing a narrative and a story in this trailer and really wanted people to care, and I do not care. You're flying like a cool ass jet. That's awesome. I don't know, bro. And then this is definitely one of the stupider ones I thought. Stuntman Hollywood. At first, I'm pretty sure the first car is the Skyline from Fast and Furious, the first one, because it's like the exact scene. But then it starts to go through things, and it's like iconic movie cars, like Knight Rider, the DeLorean. I don't know. It looks interesting per se, but I would prefer like a freaking Burnout or something, or like a Need for Speed Underground full remake or something. Oh, that would be so awesome. Then we got to look at Eel coming in 2027. This game looks freaky as shit, but looks awesome if you're into the horror genre. It's coming in 2027 to everything. Then we got like a little story bit on Control Resonant. This game looks awesome. If you're into the Remedy games and whatnot, so it's also coming in friggin' September. So good luck trying to play video games during September. Then another boring part, Marathon Season 2. Who gives a shit? Bungie, Sony, whoever you've killed Destiny, you're gonna kill Marathon. In terms, you're gonna kill Bungie. So, and it's not like you can sit here and say that, hey, maybe they'll be the real Halo people. because Halo Studios is killing Halo. So, it goes to show no one cares about Halo anymore. Anyways, moving on. This one was a pretty good one. RuneScape Dragon Wilds is coming to PS5 later this year. Day and date, as a PlayStation Plus member, you get access to this, which is awesome. Because I was really considering buying this. It's in early access right now. I don't know if it's 1.0 that's going to release this year, but maybe it's just console that's going to release later this year. So I can't wait for this. I will definitely have my PlayStation Plus to start playing this, and I hope it is cross play. If Kiwi wants to play, then maybe I can also play on this because it'll be free. Then just talking about some stuff coming to PlayStation Plus on top of RuneScape. Gitaro Man. It was a PS2 game, a rhythm game. Looks stupid. Psyops is also coming, and Onimusha Dawn of Dreams. So, yeah. Then we got to look at Until Dawn 2. It looks cool if you're into it. I think Until Dawn is about making choices and stuff. It's got Billy from freaking Stranger Things Season 3. He's a great actor, so I'm sure he'll do well in this. It looked neat in terms of the decisions that you get to make. So, yeah. Coming to 2027. And then, to end the freaking show, just like, I think it was 2016 or 2018 or whatever it was, God of War. And like, the Norse trilogy. I know earlier, I think it was earlier this year, or maybe it was Game Awards, they talked about doing the remake of the original 3 with like the Greek trilogy. So, but this one's still a Norse one. God of War Laufey, I believe, is how you say it. And it's not a spinoff, it's a full-blown game, and you play as Faye. She is the wife, or the second wife, I guess, of Kratos, and the mother of Atreus. And she was a frost giant of Jotunheim. Bro. The chick who plays Faye, she plays in Daredevil. She does awesome work in Daredevil, but she also did great work in Ragnarok. So, they basically showed 20 minutes of this shit. It was amazing. From story bits to little gameplay. I'm pretty sure it's the very beginning of the game, because it goes through just like Ragnarok, where you start a game and it's got Kratos in there, but you basically wake up as Faye. And when I tell you, her combat got me stupid excited. And like, they didn't even really show off any of her magic too. It was her melee combat. It looks awesome. I cannot wait to play this. I loved God of War 2018. I loved Ragnarok. And I know for a fact I will absolutely love this game too. Like I said, it was a great way to end the show for this. I would have loved to see people's reactions to it. I don't know if it hit as hard as God of War 2018, since there was like a big gap in that and stuff, But I know there's been so many rumors of this God of War game, of what it was going to be, whether it was going to be Atreus, it was going to be Kratos going to another mythology, or something. But I'm glad, I am kind of glad it's not Atreus. Like, I didn't have too much of an issue with him, but I think learning about, so this whole thing, like, she dies essentially, and she wakes up in the afterlife, but it's like a different afterlife, and there's two gods that are Egyptian, I believe, So that's going to be interesting to find out why we're getting Egyptian gods when we're Norse. This is a Norse mythology, but it's also apparently taking place during God of War 2018 and Ragnarok. So we're gonna like maybe get some prequel stuff, maybe how. I wonder. I don't know if this game will show about how Kratos essentially got to the Norse lands. So I don't know. The game looks awesome. At the end, when they were showing off all the games, it did like in every single game gave a year of 2026 or 2027. This one said in development. So God of War Ragnarok came out in 22, I think. What was it? Yeah, 22. So if they switched focus and they weren't doing, I'm pretty sure like they did the Valhalla thing to Ragnarok, and that shouldn't have took too many assets. I think a live service God of War got canceled, so maybe that threw them off. If not, maybe this game has been in development for 4 years and is actually not that far off. I did see someone who writes about video games give their thought on it, and it sounds like maybe the reason they didn't show a date or at least a year is because they're letting Wolverine go through its process of ramping up marketing wise before they talk about a release date. So maybe they have a later state of play in September or something, and then they talk about the release year at least for this. I'm hoping it's at least 2027. Because if it's 2028, that's too far off to hold off, my guy. Like freaking 2028, 6 years. We can't keep doing this. We can't. We cannot. So, anyways, this Wolverine God of War absolutely got me hype. But yeah, it was a great state of play. So the things that I thought was missing, uh, Kena, Bridge of Spirit, or no, Scars of Casamora. Why didn't they show that off? Because I don't know. I feel like it should have been here over a couple games. I would love to see it. I'm actually playing Kana. I'm pretty sure it's Kana. Yeah, Kana, even though most people pronounce it Kana. I'm almost done with it, which is making me hyped to play the second one, and I hope it doesn't get delayed. The first one apparently released in September of 21. If they follow that same, that would be a bad time. What is coming out in September? So maybe an October release date. Get it in before Phantom Blade Zero and get it in before GTA 6. That'd be awesome. And then obviously the big one was Final Fantasy VII Part 3. So like I said earlier, the caveat to this one not showing up is maybe it means that they were done with PlayStation exclusivity, and it's going to be on everything when it releases, which is going to be great for them. Obviously, I wanted it to show up in a big way, but here's the thing now. Does it show up at Summer Game Fest on Friday, or do they wait until TGS, Tokyo Game Show, which is in, I believe, September? I don't think it's TGS for the simple fact this is the end of the trilogy. This remake project has been in limbo development for basically a decade, and the amount of money that they've poured into it, I think they want to blow the marketing out the water. So if you build it up at Summer Game Fest June, and it releases early 2027, February, March, you have 6 to 9 months to ramp it up versus TGS, and I'm saying it's September, but let me just make sure. Yeah, it's September. Mid to late September. So mid to late September, and then if it was to release on their 30th anniversary and shit, then you're only getting 3 to 5 months of marketing. And I think that they're going to blow this out of the water. So we'll see. If it doesn't show up at Summer Game Fest, it'll kind of suck. But we know it's coming. They're going to talk about it either Summer Game Fest or TGS. So, but yeah, overall, it was an awesome state of play. I'm glad I got to watch it. It'll kind of be the same thing for Summer Game Fest, where I'll have to kind of stay off of social media and whatnot until everything happens, and then rewatch it. So once that happens, I'll try to put out that episode, and then Xboxes as well on Sunday. I'll watch that, and maybe the future game show. I'll do that one, depending on. I've never really watched that, but like I said earlier, I am looking forward to Dust Fade, so I think they're going to talk about it there. So awesome week for video game showcases. So yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and end it there. I'm tired of shit. I'm going to bed. It was a great state of play. Looking forward to Summer Game Fest and Xbox's show as well. But yeah, thank you for everyone who listens. Please subscribe if you want to just continue to listen to our past episodes and whatnot. And once we get past all this week and things and get back to talk about stuff, I'll talk about Kana when I beat it, and then getting ready for Adventures of Elliot, and then I'll also give an update on Fantasy Critic. So thank you for listening. Subscribe on YouTube, listen to us on Spotify, whatever. Tell us if we suck and shit like that. So definitely appreciate anyone who does listen. I know I don't take it seriously. I have a script or whatever written down. I just talk, and it has no structure, but this is just fun for me. So thank you. And we'll go into there. And remember, you can continue to believe us if you don't. Peace.